Scholars urged consolidation of peace agreement for the nation's development. And EU World Bank pledged more support to Ethiopia's Rural Productive Safety Net program. Good morning, you're watching Addis News Hour. I'm Zulta Desaling. Thank you for joining us and do stay tuned. Scholars urged strengthening the peace deal signed in Pretoria in a peaceful and more active manner is critical. They also said that all Ethiopians across the nation do have a responsibility for the implementation of the peace deal agreement for Ethiopia's unity. Kasan Jani has the story. Take a look.
The government of Ethiopia has been striving to avoid a devastating conflict and resolve differences peacefully by engaging the African Union-led peace talk. Following a historic peace deal signed in Pretoria, South Africa, scholars say strengthening the peace deal agreed upon in a peaceful manner is very important for Ethiopia.
The
Ethiopian constitution says that Ethiopian sovereign power belongs to the nation, nationalities and peoples of its citizens. Therefore, the general public has great and full power with regard to Ethiopia. The Pretoria Agreement strengthens this.
They also affirmed their commitment to support the implementation of a peace agreement and should be in accordance with the constitution. The external forces should refrain from their hands.
There are non-African citizens outside of the continent, though with aim of their geopolitical and economic interests. To what extent should the international community extend hands with the African issues, though the agreement reached by the Union so far shall be resumed me? Besides this, I'd also underline that the political organizations' arrangements or coordination shall work to steer the peace and security agenda in the region.
The government and the TPLF have agreed to bring normalcy based on respecting and upholding a country's constitution, territorial integrity and sovereignty.
The 2022 International Volunteer Day celebrated under the theme of solidarity through volunteering. This campaign highlights the power of collective humanity to drive positive change through volunteerism. The day is observed in Ethiopia with a panel discussion organized by the Ethiopian Red Cross Society in Addis Ababa. The president of the Ethiopian Red Cross Society, Humanity and Volunteerism in Ethiopia should be more than material support, and works should be done to teach humanity in the society. Johannes van Town has more on that.
Observing the day through panel discussions, the Ethiopian Red Cross Society members and other volunteers recognized the works being done through volunteerism. The president said that the Ethiopian Red Cross Society should think beyond providing various support to the affected sections of the society, and for this he said that it's important to establish an academy named after the society. According to the president, it's possible to bring about change in a society by teaching humanity and ethics.
የኢትዮጵያ ቀይ መስቀል የአካዳሚ መፍጠር ግድ ይላል ይመስለኛል።
I think the Ethiopian Red Cross Society should establish an academy. Our dream in this academy is to teach humanity. We can teach human rights and we can teach civics. When we say that we can teach humanity, we mean that we teach about the dignity of human beings.
ሰብአዊነትን ማስተማር እንችላለን ስንል ስለ ሰው ልጅ ክብር ማስተማር እንችላለን።
Adsalem Mulati, a member of the board of the association, on her part said that humanitarianism is a volunteer work for all human beings without personal gain.
When a person is a member of the International Red Cross or the Red Crescent Society, one of the 7 principles is to be a volunteer. Volunteerism is a desire to do something completely for people and for humanity without any personal gain.
Volunteering is where compassion meets solidarity. Both share the same root values, supporting each other from a position of trust, humanity, respect and equality.
The European Union said Ethiopia's peace agreement has opened a new horizon and shown a tangible progress to reach out people in need. World Bank country director to Ethiopia, Doina Petrescu, confirmed World Bank will further strengthen its support to Ethiopia. This remark came while the European Union and World Bank signed €35 million grant agreement to Ethiopia's Rural Safety Net program. Gosh Meliso has more on that. Take a look.
After the peace agreement, many development partners, including the European Union, inked various agreements to reconstruct war-ravaged areas. The European Union ambassador to Ethiopia at the signing ceremony said the peace agreement has opened a new horizon and shown tangible progress to reach out people in need.
The four preceding PSNP phases, which improve food security and nutrition, as well as resilience in poor and vulnerable communities. We would like to say that we are very happy that this comes at a moment where we have welcomed and congratulated the government of Ethiopia for the cessation of hostilities agreement. That is really a landmark agreement, and that we hope opens a new chapter, a new phase in the country, and that will attract all the goodwill of all the partners that are able and willing to contribute to the reconstruction and recovery of Ethiopia.
Expressing World Bank is the long-standing partnership of Ethiopia, the country director of World Bank to Ethiopia confirmed to continue its support to Ethiopia.
Our support in the World Bank of continuing our partnership with the government of Ethiopia and with the donors and European Union in support of this fifth phase of the project, of the program, and wishing all the partners tremendous success in achieving the objective. Our support in the World Bank of continuing our partnership with the government of Ethiopia and with the donors and European Union in support of this fifth phase of the project, of the program, and wishing all the partners tremendous success in achieving the objective.
Appreciating development partners' support to Ethiopia, the State Minister of Finance said their grant increase decisive as it came at critical time.
The European Union has come and supported us during such a critical time. Again, we're very delighted with the support that the World Bank also gives in providing, adequate technical backup. The Ministry of Agriculture is here to show us that in this phase 5 of the project, we anticipate a lot more change in terms of including ways where there are supports in terms of livelihoods of the people.
The grant will be assumed to improve climate adaptation, nutrition and the livelihood of conflict-affected areas. European Union has contributed over €300 million or 16 billion Ethiopian birr so far.
You're watching Addis News Hour, and we have arrived at the segment of what's been trending, and I'm joined by our staff member, Tigist Nisa. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
So, as we have to cut to the chase over what's been trending over the past 24 hours, so let's actually talk about, or probably you, help me out on elaborating about what happened actually yesterday about our Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, being awarded with the Outstanding African Leadership Award.
It's a special event under the theme Africa, the Urgency of Global Mobilization, organized by the American Academy of Achievement and the Global Hope Coalition in Washington, D.C., United States. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed was awarded the Outstanding African Leadership Award in recognition of the Green Legacy Initiative. The Premier, in his acceptance statement, went on thanking the American Academy of Achievement and the Global Hope Coalition for the honor rendered, and he further stated that as the global community continues to be confronted with the adverse effects of climate change, he says Ethiopia chooses to undertake bold and practical solutions to address the issue. And he went on saying that Ethiopians from corner to corner rose up with armed with seedlings to cover the nation green. It is to be recalled that Ethiopia launched the Green Legacy Initiative in 2019 with an ambition of planting 20 billion seedlings in a span of 4 years. However, having exceeded the set goal in fulfilling the 4-year challenge, the country, Ethiopia, with 25 billion seedlings planted throughout the country and even to neighboring countries, Ethiopia has been recognized globally for its reforestation efforts and contribution to addressing climate change. This is what's been trending for 24 hours.
Thank you, Tigis, for the brief illustration of what's been trending.
Thank you so much.
The Intergovernmental Authority on Development said implementing Blue Economy platform can alleviate the negative impact of climate change in Africa. IGAD member states have discussed how to bring a resilient economy by realizing the implementation of Blue Economy to alleviate climate change complications in the continent. Information obtained from IGAD is showing IGAD member states are adopting a platform that helps to manage their aquatic resources in Africa. Let's take a look.
A blue economy concept is just an integrated approach for the sustainable management of the aquatic resource, both inland and marine. There are different sectors under blue economy. When you utilize these different resources, the utilization of one sector will affect the other sector. So the blue economy approach concept is to integrate how to positively utilize, maximize the economy we generate from the aquatic resource, from the water resource, both inland and marine.
The blue economy is seen as a critical element of, or potential rather, for Africa's development. In some documents it's referred to as the new frontier for Africa's development. Personally, I think that it holds enormous potential, enormous promise for leveraging for development for Africa in areas that have not yet been developed.
IGAD much concern about blue economy in different areas. You know, blue economy is a sort of all concern about aquatic resources. That means the fisheries sector, the energy, maritime transport, mining and extractive industry. Also, we have conservation of the environment.
We do have an immense potential. If I can take even the fishery sector, we haven't tapped half of the potential we have in the fishery sector. So what we need is knowing the potential we have, mapping the resource. What do we have? How can we utilize that area? And how can we use it? Is the key point to answer. But for Ethiopia, even while we were doing our researches before starting the draft of the strategy, we did a national report for Ethiopia.
Bangladesh ambassador to Ethiopia Nazrul Islam said Bangladesh companies are working in collaboration with Ethiopia's Investment Commission to further enhance their engagement in solar energy, mobile banking and ICT sector in Ethiopia. In an exclusive interview with ETV, Ambassador Nazrul Islam said Ethiopia and his country have many things in common so that they can bolster partnership in multifaceted areas. Jerusalem Bitza has the following account. Take a look.
Ethio-Bangladesh relation is on firm ground as the countries have a historical diplomatic relationship, Bangladesh ambassador to Ethiopia, Nazrul Islam said. Talking to ETV, the ambassador stressed that as Ethiopia is a diplomatic and political capital of Africa and a gateway to the continent in all aspects, economy, agriculture, education are among the key priority areas of his country to strengthen its ties with Ethiopia.
Definitely, economy is the priority sector. Probably you are aware that we had some large investment in Ethiopia. Unfortunately, it was in the northern part of Ethiopia. Due to that unfortunate conflict, that was hampered, the operation was hampered. So I'm very happy that it is going to be over soon, and we will resume our operation in northern part of Ethiopia. Agriculture is one of our priority areas in Bangladesh. What we're trying to do, we're trying to bring our expertise and experience to African countries, especially Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a large country. Ethiopia has very good resources. Ethiopia has water, and it has a strategic location near to Middle East and all other important countries. So Ethiopia has all the opportunities and potentials to become an industrial and agriculture hub. So we want to participate in this development.
The ambassador reiterated that Bangladesh companies are working in collaboration with Ethiopian Investment Commission to further enhance their engagement and to commence their investment in the solar energy, mobile banking and ICT sector.
And recently there are Bangladeshi companies who actually there are NRB, non-resident Bangladeshis, though they are registered in different parts of the world, but actually they are from Bangladesh. So what they are trying to do, they have proposed to set up solar energy production facilities in Ethiopia. And also we have met the governor of the central bank. We propose to introduce mobile banking facility in Ethiopia. ICT is one thing that we would like to bring to Ethiopia, and because we have huge number of freelance ICT experts, and also our government has embarked on helping and facilitating other developing countries with whatever expertise we have in ICT.
As Ethiopia is implementing the peace agreement signed for lasting peace through a permanent cessation of hostilities in Pretoria, South Africa, the ambassador urged both sides for the implementation of the peace accord to the benefits of Ethiopian people.
My expectation will be the government and the people will forget this, and they will act as a single nation, and whatever they had against a particular section of the leadership will soon be forgotten, and all of them will mainly focus on the future, not on the past. This is my expectation.
Historical accounts indicated that the relationship between Ethiopia and Bangladesh dates back to more than 700 years.
ሌብነት የኢኮኖሚ ነቀዝ ነው፣ የእድገት ነቀርሳ ነው። የገጠመንን ሀገራዊ ፈተና የገጠመን ሀገራዊ ችግር እንደ እድል የወሰዱ ሰዎች ቀይ መስመር ያልነውን ሌብነት ቀይ ምንጣፍ አድርገውታል። ሳይሰሩ የሚበሉ ነበር ድሮ። አሁን ሳይሰሩ የሚበሉ አይደለም፣ የሚሰራ የሚበሉ። የሚሰራውን ሰው መርጠው ይበላሉ፣ ሰው እንዳይሰራ። ሌባ ከዚህ ቀደም እንዳልኩት ቤት ይሰራ ይሆናል እንጂ ሀገር አይኖረውም። በሌብነት ቤት እንጂ ሀገር አይገነባም። ሀገር አልባ ቤት ደግሞ ዘላቂ አይሆንም። የሆነ ሆኖ በስራ አስፈጻሚ ተወያይተንበታል። ሀገራዊ ኮሚቴ አቋቁመን ጥናት እያጠናን እንገኛለን። የተከበረው ምክር ቤት መላው የኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ ለዚህ ፐርፐዝ ብቻ የተዘጋጁ ስልኮች አሉ፣ ቢሮዎች አሉ። መረጃ ሰነድ በማቀበል ቢያንስ ባናጠፋ እንኳን ሌብነትን አንገት እንድናስደፋ በጋራ እንስራ።
The well-known Ethiopian film star Tariku Birhanu was laid to rest. The film star, who shined in his magnificent performance in plenty of movies, Tariku's artistic life was highlighted by different awards. Apart from his artistic life, he was known for his humility and generosity to the community in his varied social life. Tigist Sonisa will bring us up to speed.
Writer, director and filmmaker Tariku Brahanu, with the nickname Baba, was born in October 1984 in Tekla Haimonout Gicha Sefer, Addis Ababa. He managed to perform in more than 46 movies in the field of art. His prominence hit the roof earlier in his career. On Monday, government officials, seniors and young artists, relatives and fans of this young film star gathered at the National Theatre and paid their respect in the farewell ceremony. During the farewell ceremony, head of Addis Ababa Culture and Tourism Bureau, Hirut Kasu, stated that Tariku has contributed a great deal to the film industry, that his name remains remembered, she noted.
He has contributed a great deal to the film industry, producing and acting on all these movies at a young age. His name will always be remembered with his marvelous talent and also generosity showed by him donating his eye lens to the eye bank.
The legendary film star and journalist Teferi Alemu, on his part, said that the marvelous film star Tariku started his good deed before his fame flourished.
በተጨማሪም አርቲስት ታሪኩ ብርሃኑ በጎ ስራውን የጀመረው ከእውቅና በፊት ሲሆን
In addition, Tariku Brahanu started his good deed before his fame flourished. In 2008, at the age of 23, according to his bequest to the Eye Bank of Ethiopia, he donated his eyes to the Eye Bank.
ሕይወቴ ከዚች ዓለም ድካም ሲያልፍ
Tariku Brahanu was suffering from health problems at different times, and he passed away on December 11, 2022. And the young film star was laid to rest at the Holy Trinity Cathedral Church at 9 p.m. on Monday.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia affirmed that it will investigate the media report on the death of 27 Ethiopians whose bodies were discovered close to Lusaka, the capital of Zambia. The government of Ethiopia expressed its deepest sorrow over the tragedy, and it is collaborating with the government of Zambia to send experts to the area to confirm the identities of the citizens who allegedly lost their lives while attempting to cross into South Africa illegally. An investigation into the circumstances surrounding those who passed away in Malawi earlier this year is being conducted by a team led by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This incident demonstrates the continued need for coordinated efforts from citizens and relevant government agencies to reduce the harm that human trafficking causes to our citizens. President Biden has set to reboot ties with Africa during the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit. Biden's three-day summit will feature announcements of new U.S. investment and highlight food security worsened by the invasion of Ukraine, but also focus on values such as democracy and good governance, as well as fighting climate change. And African leaders are meeting this week in the United States of America for the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit, and the meeting brings together several African leaders organizations and even top government officials from the United States. And now let's take a recap of the top stories once again. Scholars urge consolidation of peace agreement for the nation's development. And EU World Bank pledge more support to Ethiopia's Rural Productive Safety Net program. Thank you all for watching Addis News Hour. I'm Zoltan Desalegn, and have a great day ahead.